Salut samen, hier is Heidi met Gampel TV. Ik ben hier met Gomez. Hi guys.
Hey, how you doing?
How would you guys describe your music?
Oh, we usually avoid describing our music, don't we?
We try not to. It's kind of the point not to have any kind of definite idea of what we're doing,
Yeah.
because then things get repetitive and that's just dull.
I think, we try to be anti-genre and to avoid cliches as best we can. But, you know, sometimes you stumble across one and it's just too good to avoid. But, that's mainly it. It's kind of across the board, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of different things happening
Yeah,
at
everything.
the same time.
Everything. It's a breeding ground for. It's an experiment in.
Petri dish.
It's a petri dish. Yeah.
The program tonight is pretty punky. Do you guys think you're going to fit in or feel okay? Or how do you guys feel about that?
I'm going to shout 1, 2, 3, 4, go before we start strumming our acoustic guitars tonight. I think.
I don't think we particularly fit into this bill well, but then variety. That's what you want at a festival, right? You don't want a bunch of bands that sound exactly the same. Surely.
We're going to provide some light relief.
Yeah.
From all the punk, a little melody, a little grooviness into the pudding. Can you put grooviness in a pudding?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Let's lose that metaphor because it doesn't really work.
Okay, let's do that. You guys have had some success in America. How did you guys end up working with Dave Matthews?
Actually, well, Dave Matthews owns our record label, so that's kind of how that happened. So he kind of owns us.
He liked our music and wanted to be involved in the process of selling it to people. Is basically how, that's good. That's really good. But we played with him a bunch of times as well, and he's a great guy. He's a nice fella.
When the boss phones up and says, "I need you to play a gig," you kind of go, "Okay,
all right.
yeah, fair enough."
You guys have had some of your songs played on the series Grey's Anatomy. Have you guys noticed any change in your success or from the promotion or?
We're on.
A lot more middle-aged women show up at our shows these days.
We are.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on how good looking
Great.
we are.
Well, they're buying tickets.
We're on a lot of American TV. That's kind of been like a big thing for us. There's a lot of shows like House, Grey's Anatomy, and Shameless, and Royal Pains, and I don't know. There's dozens of these shows, and that's kind of that's kind of like. Sometimes it's strange because you end up feeling like you're just making music to go on TV shows. Yeah. And I think some people think that we actually do that. But we don't. It's just, I guess, whoever it is who puts songs on television shows, whoever that person is, they like what we do. I think because our music is very varied and has lots of different vibes and feelings to it, it kind of lends itself sort of cinematically. There are lots of different narratives in our music that people can pick and choose from. And I guess people realize that. Gomez is kind of like a jukebox, It's not really like a band at all.
So a lot of people maybe tonight are going to say, hey, that song sounds familiar, and it's going to be because they heard it on the TV.
Quite possibly.
One of the scariest things I've ever seen is I'm not a regular follower of Grey's Anatomy. But I did see, someone showed me, there was an episode, they did a musical episode, and one of the cast members sang How We Operate, which is one of our songs, in a very dramatic style. I watched maybe 10 seconds for it to turn it off. It was terrifying. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, no. I was told about it.
It's worth watching.
I was told about it.
If you can bear it.
So have you guys ever been to Switzerland before, or is this your first?
Oh, yeah, we've been to Switzerland before. Haven't we?
Yeah.
Maybe 4 or 5 times.
And what do you think about Switzerland? What's your impression of it?
What my impression is that it's a very nice place. It's lovely to look at. We played in we played an expo here once that was very unusual, and we've played a club here recently. Were you in Geneva?
Yeah. We've played a load of places, but the thing is that we don't spend long enough here, which is a shame because it seems like such a beautiful place. I mean, just outside here, it may look like we're in, I don't know, I don't know what it looks like we're in, but we're just surrounded by mountains, It's beautiful, it really is. So it'd be nice to spend more time, But
Yeah. So if you didn't mind just making us a really big band in Switzerland, if you could all just, you watching at home, just go out and buy every Gomez record, and then we can spend more time here and actually generate a real opinion about the place.
And we could give you next time you ask us what do you think is, we could give you a detailed answer.
That would be lovely. That would be great.
Not at all.
Well, thank you guys for your time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful show this evening.
Absolute pleasure, Heidi. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. Tot samen. Ik wens je nog een schöne Abend en hoffentlich gaat er Gomez goloso. Hier is Heidi voor Gampel TV.